An interesting facet about India is the ability to adapt to the changing times. Whenever there is rapid change comes rapid adaptation. And where can these facets be any more evident than one of the most iconic cities in India, ancient or modern, Varanasi. Hello and welcome to New India Junction. I am Richa Dwivedi and this is the story of Indian ingenuity, a story of the new India and of building it, one project at the time. One of the first basic requirements for a modern, future-ready India was electricity. Today, India has achieved universal household electrification for rural areas. The reason why electrification became a possibility, the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana. But this astounding feat in a nation of 1.3 billion has very humble beginnings. Let's travel back in time to 2003 to Gujarat. What has now become the Gujarat model began with the Jyoti Gram Yojana. Literally translated, it means the Illuminated Village Initiative. Today, we know electricity to be a source that is available 24/7. But that wasn't the case almost 2 decades ago. However, this feat was achieved for Gujarat's villages and with great urgency in just 1,000 days. With the Jyoti Gram Yojana, the entire distribution system was overhauled. Agricultural supply, which needed high voltage for irrigation pumps, was separated from the domestic usage. The second step was to charge for electricity even for agricultural use. The farmers, who initially were very reserved, agreed wholeheartedly when they saw the benefits of assured and adequate power supply. In fact, former President APJ Abdul Kalam was so impressed that after he launched the scheme in 2006, he called it the scheme to India's future. This visionary scheme that would have never seen the light of day, let alone light up people's lives, if it wasn't for an even visionary leader, Narendra Modi. Such was its success that this happened in 2011. And finally, when as Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana in 2014, today we know India's rural areas completely electrified. But just electrification isn't enough. The modern city needs connectivity. Today, one of Kashi's pivotal road links, the Varanasi-Prayagraj section of National Highway 19 is being widened. The rural link road is being rebuilt and given in the massive influx of pilgrims, the Kashi-Mahakal Express, a fully AC train connecting the temple cities of Ujjain, Varanasi and Omkareshwar was launched. And that's the new Indian story, isn't it? India now holds records for being the quickest when it comes to building highways. We will soon have more than one fully functional dedicated highways. Again, a massive feat. But has this been the case in the acclaimed Gujarat model? Well, of course, yes. Some best examples of connectivity emerged from Gujarat, that too several years ago. Take the Pragati Path scheme to connect tribal belts, coastal, industrial and rural areas to mainstream centers across the state. Or let's look at the agri-specific Kisan Path Yojana to connect villages with modern-day hubs to make movement of produce easy and trading even more efficient. Similarly, Gujarat, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, had dedicated schemes to boost connectivity, be it Pravasi Path for tourist circuits or Vikas Path for state roads passing through megacities and urban areas. Between 2003 and 2008, a total of 3,661 kilometers of roads were added in Gujarat. And to say that it is impressive will actually be the understatement of the century. And finally, any modern-day country needs to not just look the part, but offer amenities for the future. Have you seen the new Rudraksh Convention Center in Kashi? It has an international auditorium that can accommodate 1,200 people, a meeting hall for 100 people, And staying true to the city, it has been designed like a Shivling with 108 Rudrakshas. And that's not all. The Varanasi airport has been developed under the aegis of the Prime Minister, who was elected to the parliament from that very constituency.
The city has actually been declared the best in terms of project execution for the Smart Cities mission. And for a city that has been witnessing footfalls by the millions since centuries, it was under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi that the sewage treatment facilities have been massively upgraded. And that's where New India is different, because it now has a proactive leadership that isn't afraid to be leading the way. Be it his time as the Chief Minister in Gujarat or his ongoing tenure as the Prime Minister, the infamous Sab Chalta Hai attitude has now been laid to rest. Today, India has adopted the Badal Sakta Hai approach, because India has witnessed how Gujarat progressed, and the new India is sure, Prime Minister Modi at the helm, progress is our new way of life.